Hi guys, it's Am again, making another video. So, it has occurred to me that I have started something, and I don't know that I was fully prepared, right, for exactly what this is going to mean. Um, like I said, everyone who's watching this who knows me knows that I'm more of an introverted person, a more private person, and so divulging intimate tidbits of my life has been daunting. Um, I was talking to Michelle, my belle, Michelle, um, and hopefully we'll be able to connect soon. But she has some ideas too for maybe where this can go, whatnot. Um, because I feel like it's time to like have a conversation, maybe involving more details about the divorce process, how it's been for me, and I'm like, okay, great, it's time to like open it, and that is nerve-wracking for me. So anyway, um, but I do have to say that the videos have been just, what is this, like number 3, 4? It's like early stages, but I feel like, well, I've made a lot, but I've only posted like 3 or 4. Um, but I really feel, I feel empowered. I feel good. I feel like divorce is not going to consume me. I know for me, the initial thought of it was so overwhelming, so depressing, like my life was going to be over. How is this happening to me? Me, this can happen to me. Damn, no. Um, I know what a good wife is supposed to do. I know what she looks like. I know what she does. This is supposed to happen to me. This happens to everybody else, but not me. I'm not supposed to be a part of that statistic. I'm supposed to be, not a part of a negative divorce statistic. I'm supposed to be a part of the, the statistic of the long and the strong and the people who survive and thrive. And yet, I keep talking to my one friend and saying, I'm going to be a divorcee. Um, but it is all good. It is all good. And, well, I don't know if I should say all good, because some of this is extremely heartbreaking, extremely difficult, and extremely frustrating. Sometimes I feel like I am banging my head against a wall trying to communicate. Um, some things, sometimes there needs to be communication between two people who are, and sometimes there doesn't. And so I'm in a place where I am trying to reform boundaries. And in reforming boundaries with my soon-to-be ex-husband, I'm finding that I'm having to redraw boundaries in other relationships in my life, and I didn't anticipate that this would be that this would end to divorce, would impact me having to redefine boundaries in my other relationships, um, and obviously word is getting out around family, among friends, um, and people can say insensitive things. People can be sort of just downright crass sometimes, and I'm really challenging myself, one, in stepping outside of my comfort zone, and part of that is starting this YouTube venture, and this is definitely taking me outside of my comfort zone, but then establishing who I am as an adult to family members who have only known me as a child, as a teenager, establishing what those boundaries look like, um, and also um, thinking about my future relationships, like adult, intimate relationships, not just like friends, but, dating and things like that. Now it is entirely too early for me to be dating at this point because, one, I'm technically still married in the eyes of the state and God. So, obviously married people don't date, right? Kind of not a good idea, right? But you start thinking about those things like future relationships. Not that I'm entertaining a relationship, but you start thinking about what do I want and what am I not going to tolerate, um, and really understanding the difference between where you draw the line as far as um, when a person is who they are, and this is just fundamentally the core of who that person is, be it their character, their habits, their nature, versus things that might change, like habits. Sometimes habits can be changed, sometimes they cannot, depending on how old you are, how stuck in your ways you are. Really sort of talking to girlfriends about their relationships. And I think I have a few who are in new relationships, and I think the sprinklers just cut on, who are in new relationships and are sort of wondering, do I stay, do I go, what's going on with this, and really just encouraging them that even though I am going to be a divorcee, um, I would encourage people to always work on their relationships and always work on communication, and as long as no one's being hurt, no one's being violated, um, I think that there's going to have to be a give and take. There's going to have to be some compromising that both parties do. Both parties do, not just one. That communication and that give and take is a two-way street. And if both people are not willing to do it, then it's not going to work. At least that's been part of why my marriage didn't work. Um, and so I think maybe we have to be careful that just because our relationship is not working, that we're not so quick to get other people on the bandwagon. Just end it. If he's not doing A, B, C, and D, girl, get out. Not being so quick to say those kinds of things, and really, I think that sometimes being at the end of a relationship, you are challenged. I've been challenged with fighting the tendency toward becoming bitter, angry, and anti-relationship. I had a conversation with my girlfriend about, you know, I'm never gonna get in another relationship again. Not a serious relationship. Maybe just, sort of just surface level relationships because you can't trust people and people change and all of those things, and I have to rein all of that in because there is a tendency to become a little bit bitter, or there's the risk, I think, of becoming bitter, especially when you are as vested in marriage as I am. Coming from a family of, I think my grandparents have been married for like almost 60 years, if not over. My parents have been married a long time, coming from a family that values marriage. For me, the end of my marriage, I almost took it as an indictment against myself. I felt, I think I was feeling like, what did I do wrong? I was a bad wife. I was a bad wife. And one of the women in my group was just talking to me, and she said, no, there are tons of really great husbands, tons of really great wives whose marriages didn't work, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you as a person are broken or flawed, because it does take two people. And it sounds so simple, but it can be so complicated when you're working through the details of it and when you're actually living it out. So, anyway, I guess this video is really more of an update as far as how are things going, as far as me challenging myself to sort of speak up, defend me, and not, I mean, you want to be flexible, but not going with the flow so much that you are abdicating responsibility for things that you need to be taking responsibility for, or not having the structure or the discipline that sometimes is necessary. So I guess right now I'm sort of redefining boundaries, um, almost taking a new look at what God says about me, how God sees me, revisiting all of that stuff about how I'm still fearfully and wonderfully made, um, and how this caught me off guard, but this didn't catch God off guard, and how there are provisions that are going to be made, provisions already being made, doors already being opened that I can walk through, um, and the best is yet to come. I keep telling myself that the best is yet to come, and anybody who's been through a divorce, anybody who's been through, a tragic loss or an accident, you can sort of feel like this is what your life is going to look like. And I just keep saying the best is yet to come, and Michelle has sort of confirmed that, because she had been really just feeling like this theme of our latter will be greater than our former, and all the things in the past, the pain, the hurt, there's going to be restoration, and there's going to be healing, and there's going to be a new season. I feel like a new season, not of independence as far as I'm so self-sufficient and independent woman on the island, I don't need anybody, and I act, recklessly or disregarding those around me, but carrying myself in a way that I know the best is yet to come. I know the best is yet to come, and this week was actually a pretty good week, despite the fact that some crazy things are going on, and we'll get into that. We'll get into that. But this week was okay. I didn't do nearly as much, weeping and dashing and wearing sackcloth and ash. It was a good week, busy week, moving, relocating, traveling to and from class, and trying not to be bitter every time I do something. And I say to myself, see, if my marriage had worked out and I wasn't getting divorced, I wouldn't have to do all this. I wouldn't be in this position, but sometimes my mind goes there, and I just have to be patient with myself and say, you know what, there is a long healing process that I'm going to have to go through. But I have to be patient with myself, and I feel like the next step is forgiveness. And I think forgiveness is, I told my friend, forgiveness is not amnesia. It does not mean that you forget the hurt. It doesn't mean that you forget the wrong. It doesn't mean that you say that the wrong was okay. But it means that you release yourself from constantly feeling the weight of the anger towards someone who you feel like did you wrong, someone or is just an injustice. And I feel like for me, it's just little forgivenesses along the way. And when something else comes up, despite the fact that I do not want to forgive, I want to just let it all out. I have to forgive for me and for my girls. So anywho, I guess that's where I am right now in this phase. I am redefining boundaries with how to communicate with someone who you're no longer married to. How that relationship and redefining that bleeds over into other relationships in my life, and then forgiveness. I feel like I'm at like forgiveness 1.0, and I need an upgrade because I'm not all the way there yet. I still got a lot of fire. I still have a lot of anger, a lot of resentment, a lot of grief, and there's some things that I have not yet forgiven, and that's just the reality of it. So I'm working on my forgiveness upgrade. And two, well, not two, I don't even know what number I'm on, but I welcome comments. I know that you guys will email me comments and things like that, and I think that part of that may be because, well, you know me, not everybody else is watching, and two, sometimes you might feel like, oh, it's just a little thought I had, but I really would like for you guys to share your thoughts with each other. So if you have any comments, anything, oh, my screen just got brighter, I don't know why. Any comments or anything, I would just encourage you to leave them below, and so other people can see them and other people can comment, and it can be more of a conversation, and so that all my girlfriends who I talk to all of you, but you guys don't really talk to each other very much. Um, so yeah, you guys can maybe start interacting that way. And then I guess another topic would be my ring. When do you stop wearing your ring? When will I stop wearing my ring? I guess that's the next video. Anyway, I appreciate you guys for indulging me and listening to me. This has been such a healing experience for me, leaving these videos, and I get so much feedback from you guys that say it's been encouraging for you as well. So praise God for that. And I would encourage everyone to just, I don't know, challenge yourself to step outside of your box, outside of your safety zone, and just strive. Strive for, not strive as in like toil, but strive as in reach for your best you. That's what I'm doing. You know, when I have like this inner picture of who the woman I am, the woman I know God calls me to be, I know that she looks a certain way, she interacts with people a certain way, her social skills are a certain way, she's gracious and she's graceful, she's strong but she's delicate, she speaks up when things need to be said, but she also has a heart and a soft response when a soft response is necessary. So I am working on getting to that woman.